Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business. Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family. What's up to all of my people watching behind the scenes on TikTok? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat. We love to recognize all of our new newbies that are here, the new guests that are here with us in the sea today. Welcome. Today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleanse, which is a very brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, followed by divine insights, which is a download today. Some energy readings, which includes insights and observations, tarot card readings, which will confirm everything in what I told you. And then we're going to close this out with final thoughts. Okay. Now, before we move forward, everybody, y'all know it's time for us to cleanse the energy and just to put ourselves into a position of receiving. Some of you have been up all night. Some of you have been tossing and turning, working with other people on a funky stale energy. And some of you are getting up and getting ready for the day. Wherever you are in the world, go ahead and find those scrub brushes. Go ahead and find those scrub brushes. Go ahead and find those scrub brushes, because it is time for us to cleanse this energy and to position ourselves to receive. All right. So let me see them scrub brushes. Here we go. Before we move forward, let's just take a minute to ground ourselves and to level set. And a simple way to do that is by cleansing our energy and just doing this through breath work and sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to take in a couple of deep breaths. We're going to inhale, hold it, and release that breath very slowly. Exhale very slowly. With each inhale, we want to be able to invite clarity and balance. And with each exhale, we want to be able to release any tension, okay, and distractions, all right? So if y'all ready to get into this, here we go. Oh, yes. All right, y'all. And lastly, let's clear up any remaining stagnant energy and reset by coming into alignment with presence. To help us with this, we got our girl Boo Boo. And we're about to do this cleanse. Just kidding. Here we go. I'm not doing it right this morning. Here we go. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask for your guidance and your wisdom during this reading. Please surround me with your love and your light. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight and clarity, and most of all, understanding for the highest of all of those who are involved and for the harm of none. Amen, 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 amen. Listen, everybody, if you're ready to get into this reading and have a fun, safe, honest interaction, this is a safe space. Your honesty is appreciated. Remember, we've all been a fool in love, and today just may be your turn. Ain't nobody judging you. Okay? Ain't nobody judging you. All right? It's too early in the morning for somebody to be judging you. But nevertheless, if y'all ready to get into this reading, let's have an engaging and dynamic time. All right? So help me get ready to provide you guys with this wonderful reading, of course, by putting in your cooking emotion, your emojis. Put in your cooking emojis, because I feel like with the downloads that I got this morning, I feel like we can't go wrong with this. Okay, so put those cooking emojis, find those cooking emojis, whatever your favorite food is, whatever thing you like to cook. I personally like scrambled eggs this time of day, but whatever yours is, drop it down in the chat and let's get ready to jump into this. Here we go. Now, before I do a reading, I always take a minute just to reflect upon the immediate energies that Spirit is showing me, whether it be through divine downloads or earworms. And today I have a download, and it feels like it's so important, and it just really touched my heart this morning. And I was on the fence about whether or not I should share this with the collective, because I wasn't clear if it was more so about me or if it was more so a message for the collective. But the more I noodled on it, the more Spirit was like, no, you need to share this. And the message for the collective is that April is the season of transitions. Okay. Now, he also said just because it looks dry doesn't mean it's dead. Okay. Now, when you think about that, I've shared this with you guys before. In the spiritual world, okay, the end of March is the new year. Okay, so here we are, it's April 2nd. And so depending on where you are in the world, right, we're in that transition where you'll start to see, you know, the trees start to bloom, the grass will start to sprout and turn green again. You'll start to see flowers start to bloom, right? Especially those who are annuals, right? And then you just start to see where things come to life again that you thought were dead, right? So I'll give you an example because Spirit is telling me to tell you this. So last year, I had redid my whole yard. Spent a lot of money redoing my yard. I reseeded the yard, put down a whole bunch of plants, whole bunch of flowers. Well, I asked for annuals, which means every year the same flowers will continue to bloom over and over again, so I don't have to replant them. And I had some bushes that were in my yard that were all year round bushes that I loved. And I loved the one set of bushes because they were bright green and they never died. And then I had another bush that was green, but that bush blooms flowers in this twice a year, right? And it's a little moody old bush. I ain't gonna lie to you. And so somehow when I had the people redoing my yard, they threw away the trees that I love, the bushes that I love, and they just left me with the little funky little bushes, right? So during the winter, everything died. Everything died, okay? Except for the little bushes that's funky anyway, right? So as we were approaching summer in February, I had somebody to come out and to assess whether or not all of my bushes and flowers were dead because everything just looked dried, okay? So the man came around, he looked at every plant, all around my trees, all in my flower beds and everything. He said, no, everything is fine except for this one over here, which was the one that I was the most concerned about because I think that one just didn't get planted right or something, right? And so he said, everything is fine. I said, really? Because everything looked dead. Okay, when I tell you everything looked dead, the little scrawny tree branches, everything looked dead. And he said, everything is fine. Okay. And what I want you to understand today is that it is time. It is time for things to transition. It is time for things to bloom. It is time for things to grow. And this is important for you to know, especially in this season where we're going through a lot collectively. We're going through a lot in the world, okay? Especially here in the United States, it's a lot happening, right? It's a lot of change happening all at once. You know, people are losing their jobs in the masses. People who thought that they were safe are not safe. You know, people who thought they could afford a lifestyle can't afford a lifestyle. I mean, you name it. It's a lot of change being absorbed by once. And what Spirit is trying to communicate with you is it doesn't matter what it is. Just because it looks dry doesn't mean it's dead. Okay? Just because it looks dormant doesn't mean it's not things happening in the background underneath the ground. It doesn't mean that those seeds are not taking root. It doesn't mean anything, right? We're just in a spirit of transition. With the month of April being the beginning of the spiritual new year, right? This is spring. This is spring. It's time for spring. Now, it's spring for us. Well, it's not really spring yet per the calendar, right? But we did go through daylight savings, right? So, or is it, no, we did hit, I don't remember. Anyway, the point is, we are officially in spring. So we are at that point where we are going to go into a new level and new things and have new experiences, right? And what I'm trying to encourage you today is just because it looks dry, just because it looks dead, doesn't mean it's over with. Whatever it is that you've been putting your energy in and you've been focusing on, I want you to keep working towards that thing. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't cave in. Don't scrap the plan. Keep going, because this is the time that you're going to start seeing the results of what it is that you have been working so hard to manifest. Okay. Now, I don't know what exactly this has to do with your reading today, but that was the download. Just because it is dry does not mean it's dead. Okay. So if y'all ready to get into this overall energy reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find those tea kettles, because it is time for us to go ahead and get to cooking with this tea. Because I want to know, baby, what this got to do with your reading? What this got to do with your love life? What does this have to do with anything? All right. So if y'all ready to get into this, put them tea kettles in the chat. And here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Now, when understanding energy, it's important to know that Spirit can talk to us in a plethora of different ways. And sometimes he talks to us through coincidences, signs, miracles, wonders, other people, all of those different things, right? So, the overall energy for today. There's a season of preparedness that's coming your way. If you have not already been experiencing that, it's a season of preparedness. Either you have already been preparing or you are being prepared, but it's a season of preparedness. All right, here we go. What's the overall energy reading for today's Spirit? Shining through. Shining through, which goes perfectly with the download. Okay? Something is about to burst open and come through. Okay? Something is about to shine through. Something that you thought was dead, something that you thought wasn't working, something that you thought it was over, it's about to come through. It's shining through. It's not just coming through, it's shining through. Okay, it's going to shine through. Now, what is the truth that we need to hear for our journey? With those colors on that card being red and purple, I definitely feel like this has something to do with where you're planting. Bloom where you're planting. making the best out of something, going through that transition, but not despising the beginnings of where you are. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay. So this is dealing with your inner happiness, your inner peace, your inner knowing, right? But also being comfortable with the results either way. It kind of goes hand in hand when we talk about gratitude and how learning how to be happy with whatever the circumstance is, wherever it is, knowing that it's temporary and it's subject to change, because nothing in life is permanent. Nothing in life is permanent. And I think once you start to celebrate impermanence more, like you will start to have a lot more gratitude for the things that you are experiencing in life, because it's temporary. You know, yesterday I was very frustrated with myself, if I'm being honest. And I was just like, oh, you know, and I was just like, God, I am so frustrated. And I just had to believe that despite whatever it was that was concerning me, it would still work out in my favor. Okay. And so I'm saying all that to say, you can have every human emotion and feeling that there is to have happen going on in you. You can have it going on all at once. But what I am telling you is we're in a transitional season, and just because it's dry doesn't mean it's dead. Something is about to happen for you. There is a shift happening right now that you don't know anything about, that is about to shine through just when you thought it was dark, just when you thought it was over, just when you thought it was dead. Boom, there it is. Okay. And you got to learn how to be happy. You're happy now, but you're really going to be happy then. Okay. But you got to celebrate that, knowing that nothing is permanent. Now, I know that's perplexing, but you know, it is what it is. Guides of the hidden realms. If you believe that, I want you to write down in the chat, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. All right. The consequence of fear, contradiction, the frequency of fear, self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? This is not the time for you to be scared. This is not the time for you to be afraid. This is not the time for you to be scared. This is not the time for you to be contradicting yourself. This is the time for you to walk in it. Walk in it. This is not the time for you to double back and, you know, walking. This is not the time. This is not the time. This is the time for you to be comfortable and confident in knowing who you are and whose you are. Okay? This ain't the time. This is not the time, sugar. Not the time. Now, be bold. And whatever it is that you've been working for, be bold. Stand on it. Act like you believe it. All right, what is the undercurrent here, mermaids? What's going on? Ancient temple. Seek strength in the past and let the echoes of history guide you towards your future. Okay? So, remember I said, what you thought was dead is not over. Okay? You got to draw on the things that you've been through in your life in order for you to be able to move forward towards the future. When we do these readings, I tell you guys all the time, there's nothing that has happened to you in the past that would not be used in the present. These experiences that you go through, painful and joyful, are all one and the same. They're all tools being put in your kit to get you ready to go where you need to be and to do what you need to do in life. And what I am telling you is that there is nothing in your past that will be obsolete in your future. I don't care if it's a skill. I don't care if it's a coping mechanism or some type of, I don't think that's the right word. Some type of way of dealing with other people and other people's emotions, like some type of way that you've had to learn how to manage situations. That's what I was trying to say. Those things that you're doing will be used in the future. Okay? So how is this showing up for us in our everyday life, Spirit? How is this showing up for us in our everyday life? There's a transformation going on. There's definitely a transformation going on. If you're ready to walk into your season of transformation, can you find the butterflies and put them in the chat? Put the butterflies in the chat. Yeah. How is it showing up in our everyday lives? All eyes on you. All eyes is on you. There's a season that's being prepared for you. And attention is going to be on you. Okay? The attention is going to be on you. Whatever it is, you're going to be shining. And for some reason, I just heard a lot of naysayers are going to be present at the table when you sit down to eat. A lot of people who have tried to disrupt, try to contaminate, try to steer you wrong, agents of chaos are going to be present. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready. All right? You definitely got to be ready. Now, usually, the spirit you coming through this morning. Usually in tarot, snakes represent change, right? Snakes represent positive change. It represents transformation. It represents rebirth and also desire. Okay? So if you know that you've had snakes in your garden, when we come across snakes, we try to, get away from them. Many people are afraid of snakes. So when you realize that people are snakes, you always try to drift away from them because nobody likes a snake, right? But in this instance, when you see a snake in your garden, that's a beautiful thing because it lets you know that something is coming. Okay? So if you know that you've had snakes in your garden, I want you to find the snake emoji and put it in the chat because that means that you know that something is coming your way. All right? So drop the snakes in a chat for me. Macrocosm. Macrocosm. All right? So this is a macrocosm. Whew. We did a reading not too long ago called Snakes and You Have Snakes in Your Garden. Remember? I don't remember who it was for, but I remember that was the name of the reading. Now, macrocosm. Here it is. The universe is not made up of atoms. It is made up of tiny stories. Now, let's just pause because didn't I just say it's nothing in your past that won't be used in your future? The universe is not made up of atoms. It is made up of tiny stories. This is a quote from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Gaze up into the sky on a clear night and you will see a million stars, a million galaxies spanning further than your imagination could ever take you. Consider the possibility that somewhere among this great expanse, there is another person much like yourself looking back out with the same questions, the same worries, and the same wonders. It is important to always have perspective of your place in the cosmos. While things in your own reality may seem huge, realize that in the grand scheme of things, your worries are simply a drop in the ocean. Remember that on this journey, you are never alone. There will always be someone who has trodden this path before you. Keep an eye out for markers along your journey, those familiar things that will help you remember that despite how lonely the road may feel, many have forged the same path ahead of you. Tomorrow the universe will waken anew. Didn't I just say that? And with the promise of possibility for what is to come. For you and for all. This is about your perspective, depth, and outlook in proportion. This is about you overcoming voiding, feeling empty, nothingness, and helplessness. Y'all, didn't I just tell y'all, even though it was dry, it's not dead? Didn't I just say that? This is about you overcoming void, empty, nothingness, and feeling hopeless. This is about you changing your perspective. I don't think y'all listening to me this morning. If you heard me when I said that, came to me in the download 30 minutes ago, I need you to go ahead and drop them ears in the chat. Just because it looks dead, dry, doesn't mean it is dead, okay? Okay? Now, as we shift to more personal insights to the potential energies of the people that are involved, please remember to focus on what resonates with you and leave what does not, okay? Stop trying to make something be about you. If it doesn't fit, leave it alone, all right? Everything ain't always about you all the time, all right? All right, now, what is this about? What is this about? Okay. Well, there's a pregnancy here for somebody. I don't know if anybody in here is pregnant or if somebody may have a baby on the way, but there is a pregnancy here. Okay. I was trying to shuffle and that popped out. Somebody's expecting. Let me also say, just because we're talking about pregnancy doesn't always mean a physical birth, okay? Pregnancy could also represent waiting for something to happen, giving birth to dreams and aspirations, okay? So we can keep going, but pregnancy doesn't always mean birth, you know? Especially when you talk about in dreams. I've had so many dreams I was giving birth to something. I'd be like, nah, I know the devil is a lie because I'm not having no more kids, okay? But I had a dream one time I had gave birth to a whole baby in a toilet. And a little girl looked like a little baby doll. She was so beautiful. All right, here we go. Okay. Lift off. Fast action, progression forward. The wait is over. Something is coming towards you fast, rapid, unexpected. Okay? Unexpected. Take off. All right? It's about new beginnings. Okay? Fast action, progression forward. The wait is over. Similar to what I was just saying about things being dormant, all of a sudden, boom. I've shared this with you guys before, and I forgot to tell y'all, but it's so interesting because it's like as soon as the time, like this year was weird because Easter comes later, but it's like as soon as the season change, watch, when Labor Day comes around, I'm going to try to remember to remind you, when Labor Day hits, as soon as September 5th comes, right? Because Labor Day is usually like around the 4th. The day after Labor Day, it's like all of a sudden the trees just know, boom, leaves start falling off, right? It's like soon as we get towards March 20th, somewhere around there and getting towards Easter, it's like, boom, the flowers just know, bloom, right? It's interesting how the earth, like watch the earth, because the earth will tell you a whole lot. The animals will tell you a whole lot. We the ones that slow. But things of the earth are not slow. It's like they innately know what to do. Okay. All right. Somebody been talking crap. But didn't I just tell y'all? Didn't I just tell y'all? Y'all gonna have snakes in y'all garden. Didn't I just say that? Okay. Somebody's been talking crap. Somebody been talking crap. All right. Somebody has been talking crap. You got snakes in your garden. What lies beneath all of this? You know how when God said he's preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies? Folks got to be around to see it. Folks got to be around to see it. Now, what lies beneath all of this? What lies beneath all of this? Okay. Total drama, but you got action, baby. Woo! What y'all got going on? Whose business is this morning? Oh my gosh. You got total drama. Somebody wasn't expecting for you to come through. Somebody wasn't expecting for you to shine through. Somebody wasn't expecting for all eyes to be on you. Somebody thought this was going to be an Uber failure. Baby, did you not know who you was talking to? You talking to a child of the Most High.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Period. Okay? Period. Now, when we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When you shouldn't have been, but you was. You know what? You got to watch what you say, because when you sit up here and you trash people, depending on who you talking to or talking about, you really just secretly blessing them. Because see, God heard those conversations. God sees your thoughts. He reads the integrity and the quality of your heart, and he heard those conversations, whether you said them out loud or not. So when you trying to curse me and trying to speak evil upon me, baby, you just blessing me. Thank you. Thought you was making it harder for me. Thank you. Thought you was making it difficult for me. Thank you. Baby, there's nothing in the past that won't be used in the future. Okay, you're just really just empowering me to win.
Get that garbage out of here.
All right. Somebody is being stubborn, bossy, selfish, and inflexible. Okay. Somebody has been very stubborn. They being bossy. They being inflexible. Very selfish. It's all about them. Okay. All about them. I know this is wildly specific, but somebody needs to quit trying to put spells on people. Trying to freeze them out of their blessings. All that stuff is going to do is backfire on you, sugar lump. Just stop. Just stop. Let them have it. Let them have it. You can try to destiny swap and do all of that, but child, it's not going to work. No weapon formed against a child of God will prosper. Ever. They will form, but they won't prosper. And when you do that to other people, you just really putting that on yourself. So if you don't want none of that stuff put on you, then don't. Because just like you put it on me, I could put it right back on you. Return to sender. All right. Now, what is the true emotion here, Spirit? Okay. Somebody felt rejected. Somebody felt rejected. All right. Somebody felt rejected. What in the world y'all got going on this morning? What is the true crime here? Okay, somebody likes to party a lot. Somebody likes to party a lot. And we also got greed. Okay? So these two cards fell out. Somebody likes to party a lot and somebody is very greedy in all of this, okay? That could be why they over there talking mess. This feels like it's a third party somewhere. This feels like this a third party somewhere. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Because where else would this drama come from? What is the yin and the yang here, Spirit? What is the yin and the yang? All right, here we go. Well, doggone, that's too many messages. All right, this is about nostalgia. This is about memories, missing someone, a past life soulmate. Okay, so let's keep going. I ain't gonna tell you what I think. Let's keep going. What kind of energy we got going on here, Spirit? Show me the integrity of this person's heart. We got key. So with this 8 of diamonds, this is the key, okay? So somebody's been getting a lot of information here, trying to learn a lot, trying to observe a lot, trying to become very knowledgeable, okay? Trying to have awareness, been doing a lot of reflection and assessing. But when I say knowledgeable, it's like they're digging for information, okay? Observing, very observant. Trying to do any and everything to make something work, okay? It feels very manipulative in the regards of they want it to work for them. Okay, it feels like they want to make it work for them. What is blocking this? All right, what is blocking this connection from growing, Spirit? Unlovable. Practice radical self-acceptance and love yourself with all your flaws. So it's interesting that the card says unlovable, but look at her facial expression, right? It's almost like she's living in a fantasy, like in a daze. All right, and our last insight for this morning. Is there love here? What kind of relationship is this, Spirit? Is it love? Is it friendship? Is it conflicted? Is it sure? Like, what is going on? What kind of love is here? I could talk to you for hours and hours. So this person sees you as a friend. They enjoy the conversations. Okay? They see you as a friend. Now, let's look at this again. Person A. Y'all ain't giving me a lot to work with this morning, did you? All right. So, person A felt rejected. Okay? They felt rejected by the person that they were dealing with. They felt like they were unlovable. Okay? And they had to get to a space of learning how to love and accept themselves. So they basically were overcoming the wound of rejection, which is very, very, very painful. Okay? Very painful. This particular person definitely didn't really see this coming. Okay? It caused a lot of drama in their lives. It caused a lot of pain in their lives. It caused a lot of heartache, a lot of misery, a lot of distress in their lives. I mean, like, who enjoys the feeling of being rejected? Nobody, right? It definitely feels like this person, just when they thought that they couldn't, you know, really, how do I say this? This person started to settle in their energy that they may be unlovable. And I feel like in the midst of them feeling this way, they started meeting somebody else. And not only did they meet somebody else, but this person, things may be going well for this person, okay? And they may be expecting a baby or moving on with this person. They may be engaged and getting married to somebody else. And now you have this crazy ex third party person coming in, okay? Third party person is dealing with nostalgic because we are talking about Mercury retrograde as with Venus retrograde. So person B is dealing with a lot of the past memories, okay? They're missing this person, may have been coming back out of nowhere, all right? Trying to get back in, trying to reach out. This has been going on a lot. The last 2 weeks in our readings, this has been going on in the collective, okay? Oh my gosh. Here we go again with this again. This person was very stubborn, okay? Very selfish, very inflexible, and unwilling to give this person what they wanted. They talked a whole bunch of cash money, crap about how they didn't want this relationship, how they didn't value this person, okay? This person may have been very, very much so, when I talk about selfish, partying a lot, living a life, acting like they didn't have any responsibilities, not wanting to grow up, feeling very immature, okay? They might have been focused on their money too, right? Everything is about money, okay? But person A has been learning, observing, doing everything that they possibly can to understand and have wisdom, how to come into a place of accepting and loving. And other person's like, you know what? I don't want this to end. I love being around you. I love talking to you. I love being your friend. I know I was talking so much stuff, but baby, please, please, please don't give up on me. Now, what this got to do with anything? I don't know. Let's find out. But I feel like this is the consequence of their actions. Okay? If y'all ready to figure out whose business this is, I need y'all to go ahead and put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Go ahead and put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Because, baby, it's time for us to figure out whose business this is. Whose business is this, Spirit? Whose business is this? Tell me about person A. Person A is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming in as the 7 of Cups in reverse. If you or your person is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, go ahead and put a water sign in the chat. Go ahead and put a water sign in the chat. This is about alignment, personal values, overwhelmed by choices, lack of purpose, fantasy, illusion, diversion, and confusion, okay? Remember I told y'all when that came out, it feels like she was living in a fantasy. Or I used some type of word, like a something, right? But if you or your person is a water sign, go ahead and put a water sign in the chat right now. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Person B in all of this, it's coming through as an earth sign. All right. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We already knew that with the stubborn card. But if you or your person is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, did you put those earth signs in, okay? Earth signs. We are dealing with the world, which is completion, major arcana, okay? This is completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainments, fulfillments, travel, celebration of a life, and arriving, okay? So if you or your person is a water or an earth sign, we are in your business today, okay? We might be a mine. I ain't pregnant, though. But, y'all ready? Baby, if you for real ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and put whatever you drinking on this morning, your coffee cups, your wine glasses, your water bottles, whatever it is that your favorite drink is. I want you to put it in here because I feel like we gonna need that this morning, okay? I know it's 4:30 in the morning. I don't care what's going on, but I definitely feel like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And baby, we gonna need this.
I need everybody's alcohol. She needs some more vodka. Yeah, can somebody give me some more vodka, please?
We gonna need it, y'all. Here we go. All right, so Spirit, I don't know what is going on with my water and my earth signs. Can you tell me what's going on with water and earth signs? I rebuke me today. I rebuke that this message is for me. It's going to be for y'all, okay? This for y'all. Because y'all know I love me a Taurus. Rebuke it. And it's been a while since we've gotten this energy group together. All right, so here we go. What is going on? All right, first thing. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you're coming in with temperance in reverse this morning. Okay? The first thing is things may have gotten really turbulent for you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because with your foundational energy being in the 7 in reverse and with this temperance in reverse, these are major life shifts that you have been experiencing. Things that may have made you feel extremely uncomfortable, things being very rough. Almost it feels like you were on the brink of depression. It definitely feels as though you've lacked that clarity, you've lacked that alignment, you've lacked that sense of stability, which I know that you guys have always had, right? It feels like you've been living in a fog. It feels like things have just been happening to you for no reason, without explanation. And what I am here to tell you this morning is what? Everything has its place and its purpose. You are in a transitional space and you are about to definitely come through this, okay? Things felt off balance. Things felt lopsided. Things felt topsy-turvy. It feels like you have just been putting everything out there into the energy. Like you've been putting your energy in the right place, but it's like nothing is working. It's just like, what in the world is happening to me? Okay, it feels like you have just been going through. All right. If you feel like you are in a season where things are just dry, desolate, just not working, can you just raise your hand in the chat? Because let's find out. I mean, like, for real. Hello. All right. Now, person B. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you're coming in right now as the 8 of Cups. Okay? You've had to make some decisions too, in which these decisions have caused you to have to walk away, to mature, to grow up. All right? So there was a cycle that was going on in the background that needed to complete itself. Before you weren't ready, now you are ready. Okay? And you had to make some decisions that are going to be key to how you move in the next phase of your life. In the past, you weren't ready. You weren't ready. You needed to go through that season of immaturity, that season of frustration. Like you had to go through all of those things to get to the point now where you're prepared to move forward in a way. And having to walk away from these things are very emotional for you. These are not things that you're taking away lightly, because these things are definitely challenging. These are obstacles for you. Like I said, these are emotional things that you've had to walk away from. Okay. It could be family. It could be career. It could be, just the people that are in your immediate circle, right? It feels like these are people that you get money with. Like the things that have been motivating you has caused you to get to this point to where it's like, I'm cool on all of this. Like, this is not what matters in life. This is not what's important, okay? If you are resonating with person B and you feel like you've made a lot of emotional decisions to walk away, can you just put the little footprints down in the chat? Just put the little footprints down in the chat. Now, one thing that you will notice in this, it definitely feels like neither one of these people are in this space together at this point in time. So there has been a separation between the two people. So these things have been going on simultaneously in the background, okay? Person A has been doing them, living their best life. Person B has been doing them and trying to live their best life, okay? So things have been happening in the background, in the silence. Remember what I said in the beginning. Just when you thought that it was dead, it's not. Just when you thought it was over, it's not. Okay? Am I alluding to the fact that this person could be coming back? Absolutely.
Damn.
Just when you thought that things were over, just when you thought that, you know, the game was over, you're moving on with your life, they moving on with their life, right? Just when you thought it was nothing else that could come from this situation, here it comes. Now, what makes this favorable? I just said it. With the Four of Swords in reverse, you guys had to take a break. Okay, you had to take a break. It was for your betterment that you had to go two different ways. Because they needed to grow up. I'm not going to lie to you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They needed to grow up. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn was so accustomed to having their way, doing things on their timetable when they wanted to, right? And the fact that they rejected you was a blessing, okay? I know nobody likes to be rejected. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when they left you alone, it was good. You know why it was good? Because they wasn't ready. They were entertaining third-party situations. They were allowing people to negatively influence them. They were focused on everything but a relationship. They weren't even focused on really loving themselves. So when you look at the quality of their lifestyle and you really reflect over some of the things that have happened, the reason why you were experiencing these delays and these hiccups and these speed bumps was because they generally wasn't ready. And the fact that you got to the point to where you was like, you know what, at this point, I don't even care anymore. Like, you can have whatever you want to have. You can do whatever you want to do. You can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. I don't care anymore. I'm freeing myself. I'm choosing love. And I'm not going to sit here and say it was easy, because it was not easy from the beginning. You definitely went through those dark times where it's like, dang, am I just that unapproachable? Am I that unlovable? Am I, just that insufferable that I can't even, have this person around as a friend? But in the same, so it's like, let's be honest. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, y'all come across as being so strong, but on the inside, y'all be really breaking down. Okay? And so, but nobody would know that you're going home at night, that you're crying your eyes out, that you're having these sleepless nights. You have a good way of putting on to save face, okay? And you really got to this point to where you were just like, I'm cool with whatever the answer is.
I guess we'll never know.
Okay? You got to that point, okay? But now that you guys have taken this time, this silence, okay, where you guys have stopped chasing each other. And when I say chasing each other, I'm more specifically referencing this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, because the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio and all of this was the one who was doing the most chasing, okay? Doing the most chasing, going after this person. So the most favorable thing is now that you've gone through this break, now that you've gone and had this revelation, you're like, oh no, I wasn't the problem. I was never the fucking problem. Y'all got me cussing. It wasn't me. Okay, Shaggy, it wasn't me. All right. So now that you guys have gotten to this point to where this awakening has happened, okay? Now you got this person like, okay, I'm refreshed. I am restored. I am renewed. What is it that I really want? And you had this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio to be like, you know what? I'm cool on all of this.
I am disgusted.
And you got this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that's waking up and they're like, you know what? I guess I really was wrong. I guess I really was wrong. I guess it's time for me to try to make this right.
I want to apologize.
And the reality is that at the end of the day, they have to take a lot of ownership for what they've done to contribute to all of your insecurities, the feeling of distrust, the spirit of rejection. They got to own that, because all of these wounds, baby, when I tell you this person took you to target practice, they was over here pew-pewing, okay? Pew-pew, pew-pew, left you wounded. Do you hear me? Left you completely wounded. Because this person was not giving you a lick of clarity, a lick of confirmation, validation, confirmation, just nothing. They gave you nothing. This person feels very, very, very sarcastic. They like to live in ambiguity. They like to live in oblivion. Like, you bring something to their attention, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. The queen of gaslighting, the king of gaslighting, okay? Like, they were so manipulative in how they were moving and the things that they were doing. When they wanted to be with you, they wanted to be with you, and they didn't. And instead of them just saying that, they created these scenarios that led you to believe that it was something wrong with you. So they got a lot of things that they got to come clean about. And it ain't going to be easy for them. It is not going to be easy with them. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever experienced this type of dynamic in your relationship? And if so, how did that play out? I want y'all to write that down in the chat. If you've ever experienced this type of dynamic in your relationship, I want you to write that down. How did this play out? How did this make you feel? Okay. Now, what is the problem here? What is consequential here? What is going on here? There was a decision that had to be made. There was a decision that had to be made. Now, one decision always feels lighter than the other, right? But there was some decisions that had to be made. There was some waves that had to be ruffled. There was some emotional things that needed to be figured out. And I'm going to be honest with you, water signs. It was easier for you to say, you know what, I'm going to choose me for once and I'm going to move on with my life. But for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I'm going to be honest with you. They was waiting for their ships to come in.
Hold up.
They were waiting. They had some other opportunities looming in the background. It didn't work out though. But, you know, they were trying to stall, okay? Which is part of why this was so aggravating for you, because they were literally giving you nothing. They were literally giving you nothing, okay? They were literally giving you nothing. They were keeping you ambiguous for a reason. They were keeping you vague for a reason. They were keeping everything in this confusing state because they were really trying to ride the fence, okay? They were really trying to what do you call it? Straggle the line. They wanted to be able to pop in when they wanted to pop in, and then they wanted to disappear when they wanted to disappear. And it's really because of this other person that was here in the background amongst these other things. Okay, so it wasn't just the third party. Their focus was they were scatterbrained. Their brain was so fragmented. Okay, so fragmented. But now, honey, just when you thought it was over, hit his mother troubles. Okay? I'm telling you, they coming back. I'm telling you, they coming back. Because there's no reason why these two energies will be here coming this way if there's not going to intersect again. Okay? So, what is this trying to teach you? What is this trying to teach you? What is this trying to teach you? Too many cards, Spirit. You have nothing to be insecure about. You have nothing to Alexa, turn back on living room light. Did anybody tell her to turn it off? You have nothing to be insecure about. Okay? This has been something that has really attacked your self-esteem, your confidence, your joy. Okay? This really left you in a weird predicament because I feel like this person sucked the life out of you. Okay? This person definitely sucked the life out of you, which goes back to you having to make that choice, right? You having to make this decision to move forward. Okay? And this is what this is trying to teach you, okay? Don't allow anyone to attack your confidence, to attack and kill your dreams, your aspirations. Always choose you first, okay? Always choose you first. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like this water sign in this energy was so invested in this earth sign, nourishing the earth, pouring out to the earth, to where they lost who they were on the inside. They lost who they were, that light within them, that joy, that strength, that focus, right? You know how it is when you're so hyper focused on somebody else that you just get lost in yourself. And then when that person is not there, you're just like, okay, who am I? What am I doing? You know, like, what? You know, and when you're going through that heartbreak, when you're going through those dark times, it gets very difficult for you to really be able to put one foot in front of the other because all you do is focus on that heartbreak. But what I'm trying to tell you is that in this instance, this is trying to teach you not to cast aside your confidence. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You still take yourself and you move forward. How they feel about you does not contaminate how you feel about you. All these things that we've talked about has been 100% undeniably a them problem. Okay? It's been a them problem. And now that they've had their little revelation, now that they've gone through their little awakening, it's not your fault that they were not ready. It's not your fault that they were being stubborn and inflexible and not ready to grow and not ready to do. And they misrepresented, they mischaracterized, and they misled you. And now that you've gotten back into your place of happy and things are being progressive for you, you moving on to the next level. Meanwhile, they over here just, okay, trying again. That's so petty. If you know your ex is throwing bricks right now, I want you to put bricks in the chat. If you know your ex is throwing nothing but bricks right now, I want you to throw bricks, put bricks in the chat. All right. Now, What do you need to do to heal? Stop fighting for this. Stop fighting for this. Okay? Stop fighting for this. This is so bizarre. I'm trying to understand, why are y'all's two energies here? But this is trying to, what you need to do to heal is stop fighting for this. And I feel like you did get to the point where you did stop fighting for this. Okay? It feels like you got to the point to where you had to release and where you had to surrender. Where you had to let go and let God. And it does feel like as soon as you stopped advocating for this, as soon as you stopped speaking up for this, as soon as you stopped pursuing this, right? It's like you started to see that the sun was shining brightly again. You started to hear the birds chirping. You started to see the kids' laughter. Like you started to see the softer side of life again. It's like you definitely allowed this person too much leeway. Too much. And as I said that, we got the Six of Swords here. So for some reason or another, even though you are in this place of where you're walking away, it's like something in you is not allowing you to leave this alone. You're still thinking about this person. You're still I don't want to say spying, but it definitely feels like you're trying to keep an eye out on this person. And the question is why? 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 That's the question. The question is why? Okay. Okay, so you've been questioning yourself. Okay, I had to figure out why these cards, like this is a weird energy for me this morning. I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I asked the question, why are you still holding on to this person? It's because you're trying to understand why this person was not reciprocating the energy to you. Why were they not invested in this relationship? This really bothers you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is really bothering you. This has got you feeling devastated. You're in denial about it. Not only are you in denial about it, but you are very resistant to just accepting the fact that maybe they just were not ready. You understand? This person was just not ready. And you've created mental barriers for yourself by holding on to that little glimpse of hope. So you still holding on to this hope that they gonna come back. That's why. That's why. That's why. Yep. You still holding on to that hope that they gonna come back. Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You still holding on hope that they gonna come back. You're still holding on to that hope that not only are they gonna come back, but you also have an hope that they gonna come in and make you an offer. So I'm confused, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Like, how are you focused on moving on with your life, but then you still holding on to hope? What is that about? Let's just have an adult conversation here. If you are, regardless if you the earth sign or the water sign in this, because you know the energy can be inverted, okay? Let me ask this question. If you're holding on to hope, why have you been holding on to that little secret little piece of hope in the back of your heart that this person's gonna come back? What is that about? It's like you don't want this person, but you really don't want them to move on either. It's like there's still a piece in your heart that wants this person to come back so that you can what? So that you can make sure, I mean, like, what is it that we're doing here? What is it that you want from them? Because I feel like you keep saying you don't want anything from them, but then you still holding out for this little glimmer of hope that they are going to come back. And it's like, even though you're moving on with your life, even though you're dating other people, even though you're still, you know, pursuing whatever it is that you're pursuing, you still in the quiet of your heart, in the back of your mind, you are still holding on to hope that this person is going to come back.
Illness. Oh, what? A mystery illness.
This is interesting. Okay. So we got the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Honestly, I think this is really about the lessons in life that you have refused to learn. Okay. And I don't think that this is necessarily just solely a earth sign problem. I do think that this is equally a problem for you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is about you not letting people running over you, not letting people taking advantage of you, not letting people just treat you any old kind of way. This is also about them learning that you can't treat people any old kind of way. That you can't just be so quick to dispose of people and use people and do things that are not traditional, right? You want people to be there for you and to support you and love you, but then it's like you don't want to give that same amount of love that you're expecting to receive all the time. So it feels like to me as well, and I know that earth signs are not the ones to really be like with low self-esteem. They're very, you know, very self-absorbed, right? In a sense, not in a negative way, but earth signs are very stable. They're very consistent. Okay. So they're not the type of people to have like low vibrations when it comes to themselves, right? They'll have it towards other people, but not towards themselves, if that makes sense. And so the fact that this person is kind of just like feeling powerless, you know, not really having the stamina to push through. This is really like about the lessons that you refuse to learn. And this is why, even though you guys have been in this time apart, things have been very unstable. Okay? Because it's about the lessons that you need to learn as an individual, as well as the lessons that they needed to learn as an individual. Okay? Now, I know that that doesn't make a lick of sense, but I promise you it will. All right? Now, they did not come the way that they should have came at you the first time with this Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay? Like I said, it was misleading, mischaracterizing, and a lot of things that happened. There was a lot of lies here. This is the past coming back. This is the past coming back. I'm not going to necessarily say right now that they're coming back to be in a relationship with you, but I do feel like this is about them coming to confront the past and how they got to resolve this. Okay? They got to resolve this. This is a critical conversation that needs to be had. I won't necessarily say that this is going to result in a relationship blooming, but I will say this is about correcting things that were the wrongs, the injustices, right? It's unfinished business. Exactly. Who just said that? Beauty in essence is unfinished business.
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker.
Like, you can't walk around rejecting people. And this is what's causing drama. Got it. Okay? This is what's going to cause the most drama. Because it's like, you coming out of nowhere, coming towards me, dropping these bombs on me. And what do you expect for me to do with any of this information? What was the point of you telling me this right now, today?
Really? I'm sorry. Really? What time was you supposed to be here? I'm only like 5 minutes behind. 5 minutes is a little bit too late, honey. I got somewhere to be. I got an appointment.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm putting down today? It's just like, why? Why and why now? I'm over here trying to work on my new situation with my new boo thing. And here you come breaking up dust and dirt from the past. For what purpose? Ain't my fault you wasn't ready. Ain't my fault you was incapable. You lied to me. You deceived me. You mistreated me. You broke my heart. You left me in the dark. You mischaracterized. You misled. It wasn't a misunderstanding. I'm very clear about that. When I was invested in you, you chose to breadcrumb me and gaslight me and triangulate me towards everything else. You didn't make this an easy path for me to walk on and walk down to be with you. So I made the decision to move on. And now that I'm moving on, here you come trying to creep back on in my life, trying to make something out of nothing. And I'm telling you that I'm trying to process this and move on. And as soon as I think that I'm at the space of processed it and put it behind me, here you come. We got the Two of Swords. Baby. Child. They are no longer blinded by the decisions that need to be made. You're no longer blinded by the decisions that need to be made. For you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is a closed door conversation. Okay? For you, this is a closed door conversation. For you, it's just like, I have no reason, or desire to have a conversation with you. I don't ever have to hear from you again. But for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it's like, no, I need you to listen to me and I need you to hear me out. I need you to give me the benefit of doubt to have this conversation with me. I need to cleanse my energy space. Knock, knock, knock. Stop knocking. I don't want you calling me no more. That's what I just thought about. But that's how it feels. Okay, that's how it feels. Ring, ring, ring. Let the phone stop. I don't want you calling me no more. Okay, that's how it feels. Now, it's a lot of anxiety here. They done brought back up a whole lot of emotions, okay? So when this person starts coming around you, this is going to reinvigorate a whole lot of emotions for you. Things that made you anxious, things that kept you up at night, things that drove you crazy. This is why you were so hesitant to talking to them. This is where this total drama comes into play with this action card, because now you got this coming in fast, okay? Fast. Because as soon as they start talking to you, I'm telling you, you have been keeping that door open. You've been having that seed in your heart. And as soon as they start coming in talking to you, this is like, I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't want to hear what you had to say. Now I'm listening to you. And now you just over here melting my heart again. Now you're telling me all the things that I've always wanted to hear. Okay? You're melting me. Okay, you're melting me. You're making me curious about things that I shouldn't be curious about. It's like the heart is starting to sing. And this is causing confusion. This is causing confusion. Because it's like I should be focusing on moving forward. But now I'm starting to look back like, am I really missing what I thought I was missing? Is this what I really want? Or is this not? It's causing confusion, okay? And this goes back to, what do you really want? What do you really want? What do you feel like is going to make you happy? What do you feel is going to bring you joy? What do you feel is going to, how do you feel like you're going to get there to your happiness? Like, what's most important to you? This goes back to the happiness card here that we talked about. And this is why this is causing you anxiety, honestly. Because when we talk about the consequence of fear, this is contradiction, the frequency of fear, self-fulfilling prophecy. You didn't close this door because you always knew that this person would come back. You knew that this was unfinished business. You knew this.
It's all right, Mama.
You knew this. You knew that you knew. In your heart of hearts, even though you was talking cash money about this person could leave you, you don't want to hear from them ever again, and all this other stuff. Yeah, it was cute. It was real cute. It was cute. Whitney Houston cute. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. But the whole time you refused to close the door because you was waiting for this moment. You knew that this would come back. You knew that this would come back. You knew it. You was just patiently waiting for this person to come back. So that when they come back, you wanted to get your payback. You wanted to get your lick back by trying to act all hard, like you didn't want them, like you didn't want to be with them, like you didn't miss them, like you wasn't thinking about them. You want to play like, oh, well, I moved on to my life. Me and my boo, we got something going on. We planning a family. We buying a house. You just wanted to have that leverage over this person and be like, you know what? I don't want you. I ain't interested in you no more, Dwayne.
Denied.
But this was really all about a game for you. You was trying to prove something to this person. Trying to get your lick back. That's what this is. You was trying to take karma into your own hands and prove something to this person. And baby, what you was trying to teach them wasn't your lesson to teach. You got to stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You called yourself being the wizard. But what the same lessons you was trying to teach him, you had to learn yourself. So who was you talking to? Was you talking to them or was you talking to yourself? At the end of the day, whatever you was trying to get out of this, it's backfiring on you. That malicious intent that you had for trying to teach them something, it's backfiring on you too. Baby, I wasn't expecting for this today. I was all feeling positive and optimistic. I was over here getting happy for you. But bringing everything back in a full circle. what did I tell y'all this morning? Just because it's dry don't mean it's dead. Y'all got unfinished business. Y'all got unfinished business. I need y'all to pull out those notebook, pens, papers. Drop those emojis in the chat because I want to find out, how is this story about to end? I feel like we're going to pull some extra cards today because I'm very curious about this. Y'all got unfinished business. That's going to be the name of this reading. You got unfinished business, baby. Here we go. Now, when we talk about potential final outcomes, we say potential because I cannot predict free will. Everybody has the opportunity to make their own decisions. Now, some of you may hear this and be like, you know what? I rebuke you, Mimi, in the mighty name of Jesus. And I'm going to tell you that's fine. You sitting over here listening to this and you probably like, yeah, I hear you. That's cute. Like I said, ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha.
All a bunch of bullshit.
But don't be surprised when this starts to happen. Because that was the point of this retrograde that we've been in for quite some time with Mercury and Venus in retrograde. And let's be clear, Venus controls Taurus. Okay? So if this person is, that was cute. But who gonna get the final laugh? Okay? Who gonna get the final laugh? Now trust me, I don't want to hit this either because I got a whole closet. I got a whole list of Tauruses. So I don't want to hit this either. So I'm with you. This energy is coming in out of nowhere. Okay? You over here feeling helpless and they're over here feeling hopeful. Okay? Baby, when I tell you they're coming in, they're going to come in being very complimentary, acting like nothing never freaking happened. Remember I told you they like to live in oblivion. They like to live in ambiguity. They're going to come in all eyes on you. Coming in being very flattering, very complimentary, showering you with compliments. You look good. You smell good. This is nice. What you been up to? Oh, that's wonderful. Coming in acting like a whole new person. And it is so confusing because you over here looking at them like, what?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
But they're going to be coming in trying to rectify the situation. Okay? Coming in trying to smooth it over. Offering you things that you ain't asking them for. Doing things for you that they was never really doing before. Calling you up, asking, can they take you out on a date? We ain't been on a date in years. Like, what are you talking about? Why would I want to go have lunch with you? Just because it's Tuesday? Like, what? But really, it's them warming the seat up, okay? They're warming the seat up. They're warming it up because they know that they need to come clean. They need to come forward. They need to have a conversation. And they know that if they don't fix this situation, they're going to be met with resistance. And that's what they're not trying to hear. And that's not what they're trying to do. The Lovers in reverse. I literally just said they know that they're going to be met with resistance. Okay? They know that. They know that when they come forward with you with this conversation, you ain't going to be trying to hear none of this. They know that your frustration, you're frustrated, you're irritated. You tired of things being stagnant, not growing and not being progressive. You tired of them playing in your face. They know all of this. That's why they trying to come in and trying to warm you up because they already know you got your strong face on. You got your mean face on. Face of stone. Face of steel. You about ready to have a funeral. They know this.
Do not come.
They know this. Too much has happened. Too much and not enough has happened. The damage has been done. But just like I said, just because it looks dead don't mean it's over. Just because it's dry don't mean it's dead. Okay? You just went through a winter season. And it's time for spring. This is making them feel very anxious. Okay? They're not really sure how to go about doing this. But they really want to make this right. And when they come forward with this conversation, it's going to be a conversation that once they muster the courage to come forward, they're not going to want to end this conversation either. Okay? This is something that they want to continue to talk about because they've been avoiding this for so long. They're going to start, sharing their dreams and their aspirations, telling you what they've been going through, what work they've been going and doing on themselves, hoping and praying that you just going to be open and willing to do this or try this again, even if it is just something as a friendship. But I feel like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you have been so scarred by this person that any type of anything with this person, you are like closed fists about it. Like, I'm good.
Hell no. What did you say? Hell no. What did she say?
Okay. You ain't trying to hear it. You ain't trying to hear it. Like, it's like, I'm here because I feel like I owe this to you. But really, in the back of the mind, you curious about what they got to say. You don't owe this to them. You owe it to yourself. See, you still trying to get closure from unfinished business, and you still hoping out hope that this person you still got dreams for this person. Even though you got a new little boo thing, that ain't what you really want. It's cute. It sounds good. But you ain't really into this other person. And see, now that they starting to open up that can of worms and having these conversations about these feelings and stuff, they ain't holding back, baby. Not holding back at all. They starting to come forward and pour out their whole heart. You know I love you. I always love you. You a day late and a dollar short. What am I supposed to do with that? So I see that even though this person is coming towards you and having these conversations with you, I still feel like you're intentionally trying to sabotage things by acting like your heart is closed off, but you're not closed. You see what I'm saying? Your heart is not closed. With this seven of swords, you're trying to be very conniving in how you're moving. You don't want them to know what you're really thinking and what you're really feeling. The truth is, in all of this, you really want to be rejoicing. You really want to jump up and down and say, yes, yes, yes.
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
Okay? That's how you really feel. That's how you really feel. But you're not letting them know that. You're not letting them know that. You over here trying to play sly. Trying to be sneaky. Trying to act like whatever they saying, it means nothing to you. But really on the inside, you over here just cashing out. You're like, oh, really? That's how you feel? Oh, yes. You understand what I'm saying? The roles have changed. Now you're being misleading because you're trying to get a lick back about the wrong things. Trying to prove a point. Like, you over here. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You over here playing games. Playing games. Do you hear me? Because you trying to get your lick back. You trying to make them feel how they made you feel. You want them to cry like you cried. You want them to hurt like you hurt. You over here being super petty. So now what? You being intentionally difficult. Trying to sabotage the relationship. So Spirit, now that this conversation is had, what will happen next between this water sign and earth sign? What will happen next? Now that this conversation is had, what is the next steps? See, that's what that pregnancy was about. Remember I told y'all when the pregnancy card came out, I said pregnancy is not necessarily about giving birth to a baby. It can be giving birth to something. I said that earlier. And now we know why I said that. You've been expecting this. You've been holding on to this for a long time. So now that the conversation is had, you acting like you don't know where to go and what to do. Okay? You acting like you don't know where to go and what to do. You acting like you lost. You're not lost. You know exactly what it is that you want. But you're so afraid of going back there because of the hurt that this person has done to you in the past that you don't want to get overexcited. You're trying to hold back. Like you're still loathing in pain instead of letting the love that you have for this person to shine through. I'm gonna tell you, water signs, you gotta get over this. You gotta get over this, okay? Yep, I just said it. It's time for you to get over the things that happened in the past. It's time for you to stop acting like you don't care, acting like you're not invested. Stop acting like this person never meant anything to you. Stop trying to punish somebody. Like you're being very vengeful, very, very stubborn. This is giving me Cancer and Scorpio specifically. Yep. They're going to be very patient. This earth sign is going to be very patient with you, boo. They're going to keep on working on you. So just when you thought that they would just finally get the hint and move over, they ain't doing that. You're going to get so sick of them, you're going to be like, you understand? Like they are going to be so dedicated. I wouldn't be surprised if they get real pesky. Real pesky. Like you at work and they keep calling you at work. Like they keep calling. Like I feel like they just keep doing the most. Again. He calling me again. I can't believe he calling me again. But you really like that though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you really like it. You like the attention that you getting. And you sitting over here trying to ignore the calls, trying to act like you're not bothered. You like it.
What? What?
You understand what I'm saying? Like, shame on you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Shame on you, through and through. You sitting up here trying to make this man life difficult. But guess what, boo? Time is up. Time is up. 2 cards stuck out. Yep. You making this person feel insecure, giving them anxiety. You trying to make them feel the way that they made you feel. Why are you so vengeful? Why are you so vengeful? You are still angry about things from the past. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to wake up, and it's time for you to mature. Most of all, it's time for you to make a decision about what it is that you want to do. Things ain't been so honky-dory for you either. And here we go again. You still ain't gonna be able to walk away from this. You still ain't gonna walk away from this. So, like, what is the point? What is the point? What is the point of you making this person suffer and go through all of this just for you to be like, okay, let's try this again? You want them to feel like they lost something? I'm confused by this. What is it that you were hoping to gain from all of this? I don't understand. Real quick, Spirit. What was it that they're hoping to get from this? Y'all just making things more difficult than what it has to be. Both of y'all. This ain't no straight open case. Okay. So, you want to take time to think about this. You want to make sure that you're making the right decision. And that makes sense. Okay? You want to make sure that you're making the right decision. You don't want to feel rushed. But when you really think about it, you know that this person is the person for you. You know that. That's why you won't walk away. That's why you won't leave this alone. You afraid that you're going to make the wrong decision because you're scared of history repeating itself. And what I am here to tell you is that everything from your past will be used in the future. We talked about that with the ancient temple. We talked about that. Seek strength in your past and let the echoes of your history guide you towards your future. Yeah. This thing finna make a comeback. I told y'all it's going through a transformation. We talked about this in the beginning of this reading. You scared that you was gonna make the bad decision, the wrong thing. And see, now that you open up your heart, you wanna make sure that you keep this close. Mm-hmm. Yep. You still hoping that things will go back to the way that they used to be. And they will. This person needed to grow up and you needed to grow up. This was about the lessons that you needed to learn. That's why it was unfinished business. That's why it was unfinished business. You put us through all of that just to take this person back. Come on. You put us all through that. Yes, you did. Me included. And I'm just an innocent bystander. All right, here we go. Angels, what messages? Okay, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay, so just because you take this person back, make sure you're paying attention to all the red flags. Okay, don't just jump in right away. That's probably why you're scared of making the wrong decision. Paying attention, making things work for you. Moving with wisdom, being very observant. I talked about that in the beginning. Okay? What is the naked truth about this connection between this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? I swear you was just trying to prove a point. You was trying to prove a point to somebody who wasn't listening. Somebody who didn't care. But was you proving a point to them, or was you trying to prove a point to yourself? I'm on a spiritual journey and you have awakened me. I am on a spiritual journey and you have awakened me. Didn't I tell y'all they needed to go through that season? I'm tired of the silent treatment and I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. My God, didn't I tell y'all this? Didn't I tell y'all this? Glory. Baby, you gonna have to come through. Sprinkle my hand, grease my palm. Because I literally have told y'all this. Now, I know we've been talking for a minute. I know y'all probably be thinking I'm over here just rambling. But baby, I told you this.
Oh my God.
Y'all stressing me out. Romeo and Juliet, what words of advice do you have for this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio dating this or with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Seeking help, talking, conference, consult, okay? So you may have to talk to somebody else about this too. Okay, you might have to talk to somebody else about this too, because again, this person has been a master manipulator. They have a history of breadcrumbing and gaslighting you. So you may not be necessarily sure that you're hearing what you think you're hearing, or that you should be invested in the ways that you should be invested. So you may have to talk to somebody else. You're not wrong in being apprehensive. Now that I'm going to tell you. You are not wrong in being apprehensive. I would be a little scared too. I would be a little jarred too. The truth was a bitter pill to swallow. That's some of the thoughts that are going on here. What other thoughts are happening here? And that's on both ends. Somebody felt like y'all weren't suited for each other. Okay? Somebody felt like y'all weren't suited for each other. Which was this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I've healed myself. Okay? I've healed myself. So y'all had to go through some things. Okay? I'm telling you, you had to definitely go through some things. For sure. This silence, them pushing you away, it had a purpose. You stepping back and trying to heal yourself and work on yourself, it also had a purpose. All right? Everything that has happened leading up to this moment had a purpose. When can we expect to hear from Spirit? Give us some clarity around timing. When can this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio expect to hear from this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? By November. Around Thanksgiving. Okay, around Thanksgiving. So you still got some time to work through this and to work through your stuff. This is not going to be an immediate thing. But once they do come forward towards you, ironically, this is the earth and the water. And if y'all look at this picture, remember how I said just because it looks like it's dead doesn't mean it's over? Just because it's dry don't mean it's dead. Remember I said that? Look at this. It's going back into the winter months, right? It's going back into the winter months. Okay? So when you look at this, this is earth and water energy represented on this card. What's shadow work? What shadow work does this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to be working on in the meantime? Neglect. Tend to your inner garden and it will flourish. Didn't I tell y'all in the beginning of this reading you got snakes in your garden? Okay. This is about you feeling disregarded, overlooked, and forgetfulness. Okay. So this is about you tending to the things that's inside of you, working on you, cleaning up, blooming where you are. Okay. This is about you recognizing and accepting that it is time for you to focus on you and focus on your healing. It's time for the transformation. You're going through something. Now, for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this is about you overcoming resistance. What did I say? Going with the flow and open to life changing. This is about you overcoming opposition, refusal, and denial. So they got to prepare themselves for resistance. Not only mental resistance within them, but also resistance within you. They know they didn't make this easy for you. They ain't made it easy for you, and you ain't making it easy for them. Y'all a match made in heaven. Petty is what petty does, right? Intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. So this is very intense. Okay, this is why you won't leave it alone either. Okay, this is another reason why you won't leave it alone. And then we got allure. Consider this situation carefully. As we know you will. And as we know you should. Y'all done took us through all of this. Now you done exposed all your business out here in the streets. Done made us all go on this wild ride just for you to go back to this mother trucker. You know, like, come on now. Oh. Sitting over here acting like you can do bad all by yourself, like you would never go back in a million years. Acting like you was just moved on from this person. You so far removed.
The lie detector test determined.
That was a lie.
We knew you was going back. We knew you was going back. But instead, you want to drag us all through your dirty laundry, all through your business. Girl, I ain't never, ever going back to Dwayne. This time, I'm for real. Like, for real.
The lies. There you go. The lies.
And everybody just looking at you like, girl, okay. So when you go to brunch and you start talking about this man again, your friend's gonna be looking at you like, Okay? Because just like you done took everybody through this right now today. Just like you done took us all through this today. I can only imagine what your friends been through. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm done with this. So as we get out of this business, y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot Experience, everybody. Let me know how this message resonated with you. Is this aligning with the outcome of what you was hoping for? Or was this something that you wasn't expecting? I want you to leave a comment down in the section below and let me know how this message resonates with you. Now, for those of you who are watching behind the scenes on TikTok, it's important for you to know that TikTok is up for shutdown again, effective April 5th. Which means you need to go and subscribe right now to my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer. And that way you can become a part of our growing community. And if you are new to the Pisces Tarot Experience from TikTok, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button right now. And make sure you keep out an eye for more engaging content. Now, I know somebody said in the comment section below, they said, we still in retrograde. Listen, I done told y'all how long it was going to be. I done gave you the read on what to expect. So I post all the information on my channel and my community on YouTube. So make sure that you keep an eye out, all right? Now, for those of you who are watching this reading, make sure that you bookmark it and save this reading for any other time in the future that you need to come back. Again, I love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you drop a comment in the section below and let me know what resonated with you. And if you enjoyed today's session, make sure you go ahead and show me some love. Give me that thumbs up. I know some of you guys on TikTok was asking, how do you donate? Well, you can cash at me at $ Mimi Lightseer. You can always book an appointment for me on my website at PiSeasTarot.com. All of those links are in the bio section above. So if you would like to have a personal reading with me, don't hesitate to reach out. Go ahead and book your appointment today as spaces are limited. And we will go ahead and get into your business. All right. Now, a huge thank you to everybody who joined the conversation today, and a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all the people who have gifted me not only your time, your talent, but y'all treasure, because y'all was making it rain on TikTok today. I was like, how you doing? But remember, y'all, seriously, in all honesty, remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. Okay? Everybody is going through something. And I know a lot of times we make light of the things that are going on, just trying to make things humorous, right? But the world is going through a lot of heavy things right now. We're all going through a transformation of some sort. Okay, we're all going through changes. Things is getting real. Things are getting tight. People are being aggressive. People are being a combination of things today. Okay, just remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. Okay, so remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with yourself and others. Remember, y'all, how people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure that you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.